Hey teens class students, today I'm going to be running through your guys' specific 1 through 5 knife self-defense that you need to learn in class. This isn't the 1 through 10 knife self-defense that we are taught in our master's class. This 1 through 5 teen knife self-defense is picked at some of the different knife self-defenses that we see in that 1 through 10. However, if you are trying to learn that entire set of 1 through 10 knife defense, this is not for you. If you are in my teens class and right now you are being taught 1 through 5 knife self-defense, this is the video for you. So those are two different classes, two different sets of knife defense. This one is specifically made for teens class. We're going to go ahead and run through those knife self-defenses, but first thing, a couple reasons why we teach the certain knife defenses that we do. So, the 3 sets of knife defense that we mainly teach is 1, this stabbing motion, because that is around 90% of knife attacks. 2, this ice pick attack, where it's coming down at someone's head. Those are around 5, 7 to 10 of the knife attacks. And then finally we have around like 2 or 1%, which are these slashes coming across just like this. All other different funky ways that you can come up with knife self-defense most likely will not happen out in a street situation or if someone's actually trying to stab you. And because of that, we don't teach those techniques. The first rule of thumb, if you're in an area where you see someone with a knife, it is best to make the decision to get out of that area because you don't know that person's intentions. Always make it a good habit of yours to remove yourself from situations of danger before those things even happen. So we are going to go ahead and run through all of these knife self-defenses. Whenever we're doing them, it is based off of the other person's body movement and what they're doing. So she's going to go ahead and stab at me. First thing that we have to do is get out of the way. She's going to step forward and stab. I'm getting out of the way of this. Now I need to do my grip. And when you can go ahead and make this open hand, this butterfly, or this back shadow grip that we call it. She's going to do that stab. I'm going to get out of the way, and I'm going to aim to grab this wrist. If I don't hit this wrist or I hit her arm, you're not just going to say that you give up and that they can stab you now. What you're going to do is you're going to grab and slide down to grab their wrist. Your goal with getting this wrist is to knock this knife right out of their hand. So when she does this stab motion, I come here and I slide that so the knife comes right out of her hand. If you get out of the way and you can get that knife away from them, that is your moment to get out of there. You have now disarmed them. You're now able to run away. She does this knife stab at me again. I'm going to get out of the way just like this. Make sure you make a good habit of getting on the outside of their arm. It is much easier for them to come back and stab me if I'm on the inside. So we want to move to the outside of their body just like this. A couple things can now happen. If she's trying to keep stabbing me with this knife or keep pushing forward, I'm going to turn it into her and go just like this to pull down in this number 10. We are going based off of the other person's movement. So she stabs, I get my grip, I feel her pushing into me, I'm going to turn. That's your number 1, coming right to this arm bar just like that. Number 2 is now where she does this stab. And now I have this grab. She's not pushing into me. She's pulling back into herself. So what I'm going to do is roll back into her and do this stabbing motion just like that. So watch that again. She stabs at me. I'm right here. She's pulling it back in. I'm going to roll with the way that she's pulling it and move that target back into her. A lot of the times, if you get really, really good at this number 1, you will not need this number 2. It is more likely that the person who is stabbing at you, once you grab their wrist, is not going to be thinking, man, I should take this knife back before they can get control of it. That's not going to be their thought. The thought is going to be, I have a knife in my hand. Let me keep trying to stab them. So once you get here, it is a good kind of rule to, as soon as you get to this position, just to roll right to this if you can. That's your 1 and 2. Those are both from the stabs. Like I said, we have a bunch of different techniques that come from those different stabs. However, those are the main ones that I want us practicing in teen class. There's other grips, or not other grips, but other places that you can be stabbed from. It is always good to, whenever you get better at the techniques, to practice from closer and closer. We can start practicing it from where we see the person taking it out of their pocket. That way we can go ahead and get our hands on that, or get our hands on their arm. Or if we practice it where we're really up close like this, where I'm grabbing her and I'm trying to do this stabbing motion. There will be a bunch of different ways to practice and do those techniques. However, for our teens class, those two, the first 1 and 2 that I just showed you, will be your bread and butter for learning how to do these knife self-defenses. Next, doing these ice picks. She's going to have it just like this, where she's going to be coming right at my head just like this. Same thing with the ones that we learned before. It's pretty much the same technique that we're going to learn, just 2 different variants of it, and that will make your 3 and 4. So we just did 1 and 2, now 3 and 4. She's going to swing that right at my head just like this. Same thing, you got to want to get out of the way. If I somehow block this and it disarms her, it's still coming right at my face. So you want to make sure your head is moving away from the target. She does this stab motion. I get my arm right up here just like this. Do not practice this with your partner, but I have practiced it before, where if you're really trying to slam these arms up against each other and really throw that high block, that knife is going to either come out or these arms are going to bounce off of each other. So in the case where that would happen, get out of there. As soon as you can, you run away. One more time, she does this stab. She comes up just like this. I get out of the way. You see how I'm blocking with this same side arm. Notice this. So I'm blocking with my same side arm. My right arm is up. My left arm is going to come in behind her. I can even hit her as I'm coming through just like this. So I'm here. I hit. Now I'm going to bring this arm back to me. So I'm going to bring it just like this. I'm going to turn this way so they can see I'm here. I'm going to come closer. I'm here. I'm going to bring this arm through, back up here. I'm going to grab her wrist and push it down just like this. Either if she drops that knife or if she doesn't drop it, you now have her shoulder in a lock where you can dislocate their arm. Even better, I step behind her and I follow through with the technique. Either 1 or 2 things is going to happen. She's either going to drop that knife or her arm is going to get dislocated, or both. The second version of this technique is the same thing, just now using a different arm. So I'm coming across. If she stabs at me, my left hand is going to come up like this. I'm going to do that same exact technique where I get her here, but now instead, my elbow is going to come right towards her face, and you see her grabbing the knife. I can either A, move her hand back into her like this, or I can step and follow through. So we'll watch do that again. She does that stabbing motion. I come up and block just like this. See, I'm still out of the way. I'm going to bring this arm through. I'm going to grab her wrist. Let's move closer. After I grab her wrist, I can either step into her like this and bring this knife back into her own body, or I can keep following through and bring that knife out. Because of the way that I have her wrist gripped, there's going to be a lot of nerves that I'm pressing on with my arm that's going to make her arm like kind of shock and want to let go of that knife. Once again, if that does not happen, you can either just bring it right back into them or keep turning so it dislocates that shoulder. Now our last one, that was 3 and 4. Now number 5. This comes from that slashing motion. This is one of the most difficult knife self-defenses that we have. However, it's still an important one. They have this kind of loosely gripped in their hand, and they're going to swing and step forward right into you like this. And once again, they're going to either push it back into you or pull this knife back. And I highly doubt that they're going to pull the knife back into themselves. They're going to probably push it back into you. So the motion that this hummingbird is going to do, she's going to step forward with her back foot and slash this into me, just like this. Our goal is to step away from it. So she comes in, I'm going to step out just like this. This arm's going to most likely either follow through like this so we can get out of there, or she's going to pull it back into me and you need to get up closer with it. We'll do it again, grab with the other hand. She's going to step forward and slash. I'm going to move out. As she tries to pull it back into me, I have to get up close. This motion that we're doing is number 8 escort. So what I'm going to do is bring this hand up close and trap the knife in there. I always kind of like this idea of I'm grabbing myself. That way I can squeeze that arm in as tight as it needs to come in. They might even drop the knife. So once you come here, you're going to push this arm back out, pushing their elbow, pushing their elbow or pushing their shoulder just like that. So we'll do that one more time. She's coming at me. I need to step and get out of the way. But I'm not jumping way over here. I have to jump right off to the side. We'll do it again. So I'm here. I get out, and I'm going to move right back in. This moving back in is only whenever you see this knife coming back at you, which is the most likely thing that'll happen. If you see it where you move out and they keep pushing that knife that way, you want to immediately get away from the person with that knife. Because same thing, it's just going to be that follow through, in and out. One more time, step, get out of the way, move back in. Just like that, and you do that arm bar. Out of all the knife self-defenses that we have, I think that number 5 is the most difficult, and so make sure when you can, you practice that one the most. That is one of the most difficult to master and to get down to actually need in a situation like that. Being attacked by a knife is something that I hope never happens to anyone, especially anyone that is at our studio. But when it does happen, your brain will not remember what you learned in the class. The thought process will not be, oh my gosh, this person has a knife. What did I learn in class? Your body is going to react in a flight or fight state. And what's going to happen is that adrenaline is going to start going, and you're going to react off of muscle memory. The reason why we practice things so much, and especially why I want us practicing these 5 knife self-defenses so much, is because I want our body's muscle memory to see that knife and to immediately know what to do so you don't have to think about it. Because what's going to happen is your brain is going to shut down, and it's going to go into whatever is able to react in order to defend yourself. Like I said at the very beginning of the video and throughout it, your rule of thumb should be to get out of that situation. Try and make it where you're never in situations like this. However, you have these different techniques and this material now if you need it. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.